can you tell us a little bit about the National Gallery and why teachers and students should visit?
Yeah, sure. So the National Gallery of Australia in Canberra is home to the nation's art collection. And it's an exciting place for students and teachers to visit because they get to see works of art from across the world. They get to engage in discussion and response to works of art, whether that's chatting with their peers about what they interpret the story of a painting to be, or actually getting to work in the studio and taking out art materials and putting themselves in the shoes of an artist. And I think the thing about visiting the National Gallery is you get to absorb culture, to be inspired by, seeing the world through the eyes of artists. And also you get to kind of understand a little bit about the way that people communicate in different ways through, we obviously, we talk, we listen to each other, but there's other ways to communicate your thoughts and feelings, that artists do that in their work across, many different mediums. So there's some of the sorts of things that can be conversation starters when visiting the National Gallery.
What is your role in particular at the gallery?
Yeah, so I'm the learning convener for schools and for students and teachers. So here I oversee the program that we offer for students as well as for teachers. And part of that is making sure that our programs are aligned to the curriculum, that we have good variety, and that our staff are trained and ready to run really kind of engaging programs for our visitors.
Yeah, it's great. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So what educational programs and activities do you usually offer schools, and what parts of the curriculum do they cover?
Yeah, so we have a whole range of programs from early childhood through to tertiary, and those programs range around some of the key areas of our collection. So we have a program called Art in Focus, which looks at the sort of key works from the collection. So that's the sort of highlights of the collection. But we also have other programs that focus on particular areas like Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art, with a program called Art Ways of Learning. And so the Art Ways of Learning is about not only looking at works by Indigenous artists, but taking Indigenous learning approaches and sort of learning through culture. And then we've got a range of programs as well that involve art making. So we have a drawing class where students walk around the gallery, look at works of art and then do drawings of their own.
Yeah.
We also have studio workshops. So, opportunities to come into this space, into the studio, and to create their own. And I suppose in terms of the curriculum, we obviously our programs connect to the visual arts curriculum, but they also can connect to civics and citizenship, to humanities, to other areas like photography and thinking about sort of those broad curriculum priorities too of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures, and those big ideas of sustainability and thinking about Australia's relationship with Asia as well. So lots of different ways that the gallery collection.
Yeah, very cross-curriculum. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
So which works of art capture the imagination of visiting students and teachers the most?
So that's a great question. I think we have quite a few works that seem to be the most exciting to our visitors and particularly our students. One is an amazing work called The Infinity Room, or Pumpkins, where you walk into Yayoi Kusama's installation and you see a field of yellow and black dots. And as you walk in, there's a little viewing sort of window, and you look in and you see this sense of infinite space. Yeah. And the artist was thinking about the universe and inspired by this idea that we can't actually see beyond what's within our vision, but we are part of a universe. And so that's kind of this optical illusion, and kids seem to really love that and go home and rave about it. And other works like the iconic Blue Poles by Jackson Pollock, abstract expressionist painting, where the artist would have used any tool other than a paintbrush to make the work. So you see that he's splashing paint onto the canvas. He was using a turkey baster, a piece of wood. You can kind of see this kind of real action that the artist would have been taking when he made the work. And so that seems to be a real favourite as well for visitors of all ages to the gallery.
So I know you've been busy creating digital resources to bring the gallery into people's homes. I know your website is full of amazing resources and people can actually see the artworks from home. So can you give us a quick rundown on your top resources that you've created for students and teachers?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a bit hard to choose because we have around 100 resources online. But
so
and we
many.
have just given and we have just given our website a facelift. So when you do go there, you'll notice that we've kind of grouped our resources. So I thought I'd kind of give you a few different hints as to where to go. So we've got a group called Collection Resources, and within Collection Resources, we've got a resource there that was from our Ned Kelly series exhibition. So that's been on the road touring. It's Sydney Nolan's iconic works about Ned Kelly, the bushranger. And alongside that, we've developed some really fantastic activities. So you'll find that by going into the collection group in the resources. So that's one that I would really recommend. And I think that exhibition's just opened in Cairns. So if anyone is in, close to Cairns, they might be able to see the works in the flesh.
That's amazing.
It's all online, we like to think of Ned Kelly and his horse kind of trotting around the country.
Yes, I love that. What a great idea.
And really fantastic for those year 5s and 6s learning about national identity, to kind of think about those different iconic figures.
Definitely.
Another great resource that we've got there is our videos. So you can actually click through and see artists talking about their work. So there's a whole series of those, and that's from our resources page as well. And the other one that we've put up that should be useful to teachers is actually the IATSIS language map. So we didn't make it, the Australian Institute of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Studies did, but we've put that there so that teachers can look at works from our collection by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander artists and actually go a bit deeper into knowing where they're from and what their country is called, and just that sort of extra support for teachers. So that's on there as well.
Yeah, it's excellent. Amazing. So when you finally get to reopen to schools and teachers, what are you looking forward to most?
I come to work and I just think, I can't look at another email. I really need to see the faces of students and teachers because that is what I get up in the morning for. So
I can imagine.
Looking forward to seeing students again, and I'm looking forward to their quirky ideas. I think that there's nothing like looking at a work of art with a student because they just have boundless imagination and can think really laterally and come up with fantastic ideas that as an adult I've never thought of before. So I'm really looking forward to welcoming students and welcoming their teachers just to share that experience of looking at art together.
Yeah, I'm sure they can't wait to visit as well. And then finally, what can students and teachers look forward to when they next visit? So
when they do next visit, they can expect to see a really fresh display of our collections. They can expect to see the old favourites as well as some really exciting new displays. From November through to mid to late next year, we'll have a really exciting display that focuses on women artists. So, galleries traditionally have been dominated by male artists, but we're looking to correct that by just exhibiting a whole floor basically with women artists. So that's exciting. That's coming up.
Fantastic.
But they can also expect that with some of the health restrictions at the moment, we might be also encouraging some groups to experience our sculpture garden. So that's actually seeing works of art that interplay with the beautiful environment that we have in Canberra, set against Lake Burley Griffin, looking at some of those really iconic sculptures as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Anna. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and we really look forward to having students back. The other thing we're doing at the moment is digital excursions.
Oh,
So we've
yes,
got
yes.
week of programs on offer. About 9 programs are available online. So some of those are key sort of focuses like Art in Focus, as well as Stories of Australian Art, which is civics and citizenship based, and some other focuses are available online and connecting by Zoom, as we are now. So that's something to have a look at on our website as well.
Great. So do teachers sign up for that, and then you or your team will run the class as if it was a lesson in person?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you might be connecting with me here, but I'm showing you works of art on the screen, and we have conversations, and then we do some art making together as well. So we've been running those. We've been doing iPad drawing. We've been doing, you know, chatting about Patricia Piccinini's Sky Whale, which is a hot air balloon sculpture,
Awesome.
and doing that with Zoom. So that's something, you know, while it's not as easy to travel, we're connecting with students across the country through those digital excursions.
Yeah, that's great. Amazing. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you, Steph. Lovely to talk to you. And
you too.
Yeah, all the best.
And I hope the restrictions are lifted soon, so yeah, everyone can come along and travel. But yeah, I know
Absolutely.
we've got a whole heap of groups that would love to come over now.
Yeah, and 2021 is going to be a big and exciting year.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speak soon.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Bye.